So I really thought about it, and I was going through some manga for the Gundam franchise, because obviously $1 billion company, right? So they got plenty of stuff they've made over the years, and there's a couple of things that have been getting slowly made into animes and all that kind of stuff. And as I was going through it, I found I came to the realization that one of my manga that was turned into a TV show is honestly my favorite. Like by a long shot. Like there is like no real difference between them. The only thing I can say is that I love the manga way more than I like the actual adaptation, and that is this Gundam Thunderbolt. Now you'll know that this is in your Barnes and Nobles, and this is a phenomenal comic. The artist that was making it is extremely detailed. He's extremely good. And look how beautiful this looks. And they did turn this into an anime. And they had two of them. They had December Sky, and they had I forgot what the second one's called. But the they're like OVAs, they're mini movies. And they're not finished. Like Bandai made two and they just like abruptly stopped. And it's mainly because Thunderbolt's still an ongoing manga. Like this is like they're way up there in volumes. They're like past 18 and the guy's still going. And it's really crazy because if you look at the artist Yasuo Otagaki, he actually he was doing the mangas. He got up to I think like issue 5 or 6 and he stopped for a while, and he put out a statement saying that he actually he developed a medical issue in his hand and he had to get surgery, and he apologized that the mangas weren't going to be nearly as detailed as they were because he can no longer reach this kind of quality in a manga. And it's really interesting because if you look at his new stuff is still extremely good. But obviously, you know, if he says his stuff isn't up to par, then who am I to judge the original artist? But it's crazy because you know an artist is really good when he has medical surgery, and you can't even tell with the step back in quality. Now you could tell from like the immediate like issue or two, like right after, where he's like relearning how to draw in a sense. But besides that, it is really cool to see how detailed this world is. And it's crazy because it's like it branches off from this in very surprising ways actually. Like I'm from the South in the United States. I'm from Louisiana, so we're the originators of blues and jazz. And to see blues and jazz incorporated into this in a serious manner was amazing. Absolutely amazing. And there's actually panels where he has like Louis Armstrong and all these other famous jazz musicians inside the manga. So the guy has like an actual understanding of jazz for this. Like the people he picked, he didn't just find them on Google. Maybe the Louis Armstrong picture, because that's on the New Orleans airport, so maybe he's just flew in or something. But like it's really cool. And it's kind of sad because the interpretation of the anime, they could have went a very strong jazz route because it's two jazz fans pretty much fighting each other is what it is. And jazz is the calling card for both of these people. And they could have done the actual research and did actual jazz, but they didn't do it in here. So it's not as good. And it's really crazy because one of the guys, Io, the Earth Federation guy, his jazz is supposed to be more classical. Okay, so like Louis Armstrong and all of this, and you see the photos of him, and you know he's classically trained because he's like orchestras and stuff. So you know he's classically trained, and his is supposed to be that, but he is a chaos factor in the comics, whereas the other guy is not. Daryl is not. So in the animes, Daryl has like the smooth jazz, and then Io has like the chaotic jazz. So it's like they mixed it up, and it's kind of like one of those little small changes where I don't like it, but I really like the manga and the manga OVA adaptation. It has some minor differences, like they one of the characters, Sean, is killed off dramatically in the manga, but he's alive in the OVA. And then they kind of shoot themselves in the foot later because they have to like make a part for him because he's gone in the book, so he doesn't have to have a part. So it's interesting, and it really makes me wonder because this can go for a hot minute, kind of like Gundam Unicorn, and it makes me wonder if they're actually gonna do it because it kind of seems like they wrote it off after 2 and they never really revisited it. Kind of like Hathaway. They just kind of made one movie and they're like, oh, we're gonna make more, and they just never do it. So it makes me hope that we're gonna get some more Thunderbolt, but at the same time, I wouldn't be too shocked if they didn't because they adapted this way too fast. Like this came into existence when the manga was on like 5. So maybe they put the brakes down and they're just waiting until the manga finishes. Who knows? All I can say is I really hope that we get more of the animation. And I hope they fix those errors. I don't like Io having a chaotic jazz. I want him to listen to Louis Armstrong and use the actual jazz. All this jazz is public domain. It's all public domain. You don't have to make up jazz for this. And if you do, at least get the lady from Cowboy Bebop. Get her involved. Get Yoko Kanno. Get her to do the jazz if you really want to do the jazz, because the jazz in this it's not up to snuff. It's not. And as a Louisianian, I'm offended that Japan didn't do their jazz research. And deep down, y'all need to check this out because this is honestly the best manga for Gundam out there. And I know we got Moon. I know we got Blue Destiny. I know we got some takers, but it is 100% not Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt has earned the name Thunderbolt because it is that good. All right, buddy. Peace. Yeah, peace. Maybe peace. No peace to some.